July 12th is the day NCAA Football 2006 is released from EA Sports. College football fans rejoice. Sean Drotar is rejoicing because he's got a pretty cool job. He's the managing editor for OperationSports.com. Sean joining us from the ESPN zone in Denver. And Sean, man, it ain't fair. I'm jealous. You've been playing this game already for 3 weeks. How is this game different than NCAA Football 2005?
Well, Dari, they've added a couple new wrinkles to the entire package. They've added what they've called impact players, which represents star players on both sides of the ball, how they can make a game change on simply one play, to simulate larger abilities of some of the superstar players of college football. Along with that, they've added a new mode called Race for the Heisman, where you'll actually create a player, take them through drills, get a scholarship offer to a school, land yourself in a dorm room, and play all 4 years with the attempt to win the Heisman Trophy.
Well, you've been playing this. Who's the best team? And we saw Reggie Bush. Who's the best player?
Well, Reggie Bush would be very happy. He's right there with his teammate Matt Leinart, and USC is definitely the top-ranked team in the game.
Last year, I know in 2005, from 2004, they did something where they made home field advantage something that it counted for things. The stadium was shaken. The screen was shaken. Have they advanced home field advantage anymore on this game?
Well, in a matter of speaking, I suppose they have, because the impact players tend to be less affected by the home field advantage. But it works the same way. You'll see this top 25 toughest places to play, and it does make a big difference. You'll see the screen shake more and more, and it seems to be that it adds a little larger impact on the way the players react play by play.
So you say USC is the best team. What other teams out there? What other fans out there should be excited because their team, when they get that game on the 12th, is going to be pretty darn good?
Well, I would think fans of all the teams would be excited because they're all in there. But certainly the other teams that are near the top, you'll see Tennessee, Oklahoma, LSU. The old standbys you expect to see in the top 25 poll every week is definitely the strong teams in the game. But all of them are in there. So if you have a favorite team, they're there, including all the way to 1AA. So it's nice to have that available.
Sean, as we move on, August 8th is another day game, as I know are waiting for. That's the release of Madden 2006. How has EA Sports improved this game from last year's?
Well, they really had to make some steps. This is the first year of their exclusive rights to the NFL, which comes with a blessing and a curse. It's great that they don't have a lot of competition, but there's going to be a lot of expectations on them as well. They've added a very innovative new concept called the passing cone, where it represents, for example, Peyton Manning's ability to see more or less the whole field at once, whereas a rookie like Alex Smith probably won't. Player will use this passing cone, and they'll have better luck completing a pass if the receiver is in their field of vision. If you try to throw the ball out of the quarterback's field of vision, you're going to see a more likely chance for an interception, a bad pass, something to that effect. So adding that and another feature called the truck stick, where larger backs like a Jerome Bettis simply has the ability to plow over smaller backs, you're seeing some definite improvements in the gameplay.
Have you played the game?
I have not had a chance to play it except for the E3 show out in Los Angeles last month.
Okay. I was going to ask you who Terrell Owens is playing for in the game.
I think he's still on the Eagles.
Okay. Well, there's another football game out there on the market. It's NFL Blitz. Of course, with EA buying all the licensing rights to the NFL, Blitz can't use real players. So how have they combated that?
Well, in a very interesting fashion. Blitz has always been kind of known for over-the-top gameplay, crushing hits, more or less arcade-styled action that's a lot of fun, not necessarily exactly what the NFL's competition committee likes to see, a lot of celebrating, that kind of stuff. So they've basically taken all the things the NFL didn't want to see and completely ran with it. So you're seeing more over-the-top hits, more injuries, obviously unlicensed teams, but they seem to resemble the real-life counterparts a little bit. And it's an interesting tack for Midway. I guess the logic behind it is if you're not going to have the license that's going to help you sell the game, then go completely over the top to make yourself distinctive from any other title. And I think they're trying to do that. They're still a ways off from release, but again, that was something that I got a chance to sit down with in Los Angeles, and it looked rather promising, a very different approach than Electronic Arts is taking, but something that a lot of arcade-style gamers might really enjoy.
Yeah, it's got to be tough, though, when you really don't have the licensing rights to the NFL. Sean, we're going to go ahead and get an email question from a viewer. That's something we like to do here on The Pulse, let them ask questions. This from Matt in Stafford, Connecticut. Which next gaming system will be better, PS3 or Xbox 360?
That depends on who you talk to. What I can tell you for sure is that Xbox 360 will be first. you'll see that this fall. The PlayStation 3 is supposed to release next spring. They're both going to be absolute powerhouses that are going to be far beyond what you're seeing in the current generation. The PlayStation is rumored to have perhaps a little better raw processing power, but the Xbox is going to have unparalleled online capabilities. Its hard drive, custom soundtracks, and a lot of the features that have made the Xbox so successful in this current generation. I would say really you can't go wrong, but people who are loyal to one brand or another, they won't be disappointed, but they might be better off to open their eyes and really look at what's coming out first. And I think the Xbox this November is going to really shake up what a lot of people think console gaming is like.
Sean, as we go back and we talk about football, we got an email from Chris in Pennsylvania who is in our chat room, and he asked, will NCAA ever be as popular as NFL games when you can't use players' names? I mean, that's something that's not going to change.
Well, I suppose it depends. College football following can be a little different, and the college football game following is different. I can tell you that NCAA on college campuses is the game. That's huge. What Electronic Arts has done is you can go in, if you have the patience, you can edit those players yourself, put their names into the game, but that's obviously very time consuming, and a lot of people would rather put themselves in or their friends as well. So it gives you some flexibility. But realistically, the NFL is a more popular sport than NCAA, and I think that's likely to be reflected in the games. But there's certainly room, and Electronic Arts has realized that for success with both titles, and they're very big into releasing both and supporting both, and they're both very popular, very solid games.
Well, let me just say to everybody out there watching who goes through and puts the names of every player from every Division I team, you're not alone. Our producer, Mark Carman, does that for his Michigan Wolverines and all of college football. So it happens. All right, Sean Drotar, thank you so much for the time. Thanks for the expertise, and we're all looking forward to these games coming out.
Thank you very much, Dari. It was nice being here.